Hello and welcome, Nomads, to the Nomads of Fantasy catch-up for, what is this, April? March? March.
February.
Catching up, yeah.
March of 2025.
It's the end of March.
Yeah. This is a weekly-ish movie and video game club where we're making the universe our home almost every week. Today we are gathered with my two amigos, Mr. Brandon.
Player 2 has joined the conversation.
And Mr. Eric.
What up, gamers?
What up, indeed, gamers? It's been a
And movie watchers.
Yeah, movie watchers.
And TV show watchers.
Anime watchers.
Been a busy month.
Potentially.
I don't know. But the year's gotten off to a quick start. You guys doing okay over there? Eric's family's getting over a bout of sickness. So
Yeah, we
I don't know what you got in.
We had the flu for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. All of us. First the 5-year-old brought it home and then infected us and the baby. So yeah, we're just getting over that. So it's been a rough couple
while
weeks.
I've been at least gaming during that because you get that Steam Deck going
mostly,
on.
yeah, Steam Deck and Switch have been my go-tos. Yeah. Couple shows here and there. Don't have a ton, but I got some stuff to catch up on.
It's like 28 days later over there.
Oh yeah,
everybody's just infecting everybody.
Everybody, for now, everybody's healthy, which is the thing. But we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, we'll see. Brandon, you've been full-on soccer coach dadding for
just
cranking them out.
Yep, filling in a lot of my extra time coaching.
Okay,
10-year-old
getting some games
team.
In.
Yep.
Well, good.
Undefeated.
Good.
Keeps you active. We're defeated is what we are. We have a lot of work to do.
Defeated.
Get them running
Get
some laps
shit
out
together,
there.
kids.
Only place to go is up, guys. So
that's true. There you go. Gotta be optimistic.
Yeah.
They start to get older and kids start getting competitive, and like some of the stragglers start to get weaned out. It gets a little tougher out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, why don't we get started here?
Why don't you get us started here, Dave? You have like this list of.
Yeah, I did have a pretty large list.
I have a couple of things, but
we got a lot of stuff done this month.
Start us off.
I'll start us off with something juicy. Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. This was a 2024 animated movie. Directed by Kenji Kamiyama. Ooh, got that one right.
Okay.
Bingo. Being animated, I didn't really notice. I noticed a couple of the voices in there. It was pretty good, but Lord of the Rings, we all know and love the series. This is kind of going back before all the Lord of the Rings stuff and talking about a war with the horse people.
Is this before the Shire? I mean the Shire,
yes.
the Hobbit?
Yes. I believe so.
So this is
because this is like in the beginning,
like
they
how
do
far before?
In perfect Lord of the Rings fashion. They start this off with like the overview, and it's Eowyn from the movies.
Yeah.
Horse Girl. She's doing like the I don't know, the narration over in the beginning, the one that Kate Blanchett does in
Eowyn's the one that stabs.
I am no woman, or I am no man.
I am no man. I am no man. In the face, I heard. Okay. She had the hots for Aragorn.
I mean, who doesn't? But
yeah, ends up with Faramir, all that jazz. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
okay,
good for Faramir.
So she's back. That's cool.
Yeah, I think this movie is technically considered a flop. Unfortunately, a budget of 30 million, only made 20 million at the box office. So,
oh,
why do you think that is? Do you think just like anime snobs?
It's partly probably anime. I don't know if a lot of people knew about this movie.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Interesting.
I didn't see much marketing.
Too. Like some adults don't watch cartoons. They just think I can't watch cartoons.
No matter what. Like even if it's fucking,
it makes it hard.
If it's a good story and it's cool, I'm good.
Even if it's the best story you've ever heard in your life, it's like, no, I don't watch anime or fuck anything animated.
No, I'm not watching that. No, I'm like, all right, well then you're a fool because you're missing
cartoons are for kids.
That, I mean, Dave, you saw it. You and I love Lord of the Rings, and I'm in the camp of like, there's no bad Lord of the Rings. Like we live in this is a franchise that like even The Hobbit or like the TV show, I think it's fucking good. Like, I have no complaints about anything Lord of the Rings. Even the games are great. So, did you enjoy this?
Most of
Because
the
I
games.
really want to see this. I
I
really
did
want to
enjoy
fucking
it.
see this.
Yes. Is it as good as the movies? No,
Well, no,
but
but
it's
nothing is. It's
hard to,
like,
and it's hard to be. Yeah, anything
yeah,
is living up to that. This one, I mean, you're following. And this is another thing why people probably didn't see it, but the main character is a woman, so
yeah.
you
But
know
I don't really
that
give a
usually
shit
doesn't
about
have the
that.
draw of a big burly man most of the times. But this is, it says,
50% of the time, you're gonna get a male or female, right? I mean, half of it, like who
I
fucking
mean, I
cares?
think
But anyways,
100% of the time, unless it's Airbud, you're gonna get a male or a female. But uh,
male dog, female dog.
True.
okay, then 100%. This is 200 years before Bilbo finds the ring. So
Okay.
this is kind of sets up the kingdom, and this is like everybody that's in Rohim. It's like their direct descendants, essentially, like one or two people back. So this lady is a
Okay.
shield maiden of Rohan, and this is kind of who Eowyn, I think, is like her,
Related to?
not related to, but she definitely looks up to this person, and it definitely models herself after this person. So she's a
Okay.
badass bitch.
Even though they never met
No, yeah, she would be
because
long
they're
dead.
200 years separate. Okay.
Yeah, but they're still telling the stories of the Shield Maiden who did this and who did that. I won't get into too much of the story, because I don't want to spoil anything here. But we'll say that it is definitely worth, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, it's good to just jump in there and
A
watch
question.
some
Anime
anime.
horse
Yeah,
battles
please.
in Middle Earth. I mean, please, dude, that's fucking awesome. Like, I could not give two shits who the lead is. That just sounds like a cool plot.
Yeah,
Unless
there's
the
some
villain's
nods.
lame and like it's slow, but I can handle slow.
You guys know I'm not the. I mean, I like Lord of the Rings. I'm not the hugest fan. I've seen the movies.
Yeah.
But would I, as a fan of anime, would I enjoy this? Would I be
good
lost? I
question.
should say, if I
No,
watched
not
this
at all.
movie. Okay.
No, they set it up great. Kind of saying who's who, and the story progresses at a pace where you can kind of make sense of it. You can make sense of everything perfectly easy. So
I mean, just from the
you'd be
trailers,
perfectly fine.
it looks really nice, like well animated.
Yeah.
Animation is super great in this. Yeah, story's good. It's just doesn't have the
You sound very
epic.
lukewarm on it, dude.
It doesn't have the epicness of like a Lord of the Rings movie where like the world is at stake. This is
Yeah.
more of like a smaller side story kind of thing. So
Okay.
it doesn't
Hmm.
have the grandioseness of
Right. Maybe
those
that's what it
movies.
was. Maybe just no
Yeah,
buzz from the.
no, it's still.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
it's
a nice little side story.
absolutely worth watching if you are a Lord of the Rings fan. But
Cool.
just yeah, it's out on
It
Max.
was on
I
HBO.
believe.
Yeah, HBO.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, not HBO.
Yes.
Max.
Max. It'll always be HBO to me. But yeah, it's good. How about next? Let's jump
Go ahead,
over
Eric.
to
What do you got?
Eric. Sure.
I want to talk about Nubby.
Yes.
Nubby's Number
Nubby.
Factory.
Fuck yeah.
So
Yeah.
Dave turned me on to this. And Dave's not the one. He messaged in Discord, was like, I bought a game on Steam, which he never does.
Yeah. Saw that.
So I'm like, okay,
It's a little weird.
You've piqued my interest, and then
Mhm.
you come out with Nubby's Number Factory. I'm like, okay.
Uh-huh.
I had heard about this game, but I didn't really know what it was.
Fairly new. It just came out March 7th, so
Yeah.
less than a month ago.
Yeah,
The hell
so
is this crap?
so I was-
This is horrible.
Listen.
This is a fun game.
Hold on, yeah. Don't judge a book by its cover. It looks.
especially
Dude, it
this
looks
one.
like it was made
you-
in 1996.
That's
on
the
a-
point. That's the
PC.
aesthetic. So like the
Yes.
whole
Oh
aesthetic
my
is
God.
like
It leans into it.
when I first looked at it, I'm like, this is 100% 90s educational game vibes because it's
Yeah,
like
90s educational.
it has like
software.
early CG. It has like comics. All the font is Comic Sans. It's like fucking it's very
uses, like,
Reads and drop shit.
Basic three-dimensional like circles.
It's like word
and
art.
tubes, and
it's
like if you're drawing like shitty polygons in like
Okay.
MS Word
All
or
right.
something like that.
so that's the
the
aesthetic that it's going for.
premise of
It's Dave. You had a good way of describing it. A good one line.
It is Peggle, plus Balatro, I think were the two main
Yeah.
things. And there was a third part, I forget what I was calling it, but essentially those are like the two main aspects. Like the gameplay is kind of from Peggle,
Yeah.
and like the foundation of it is built around like a Balatro.
I'm a sucker for like these rogue-like deck builders, and this is kind of that. Like you're not building a deck in this, but you are getting items to help you, improve your score or like pop more pegs. The whole
Essentially jokers.
Yeah,
Those are the jokers,
right.
like the things.
Right. The whole premise of the game, on each round they call them, you're basically supposed to meet this goal. So they'll throw up a number on the screen. It's like 20. You need to pop, get a score of 20. And each peg on the board, it's like, I think in the Steam description they describe it as like a plinko, like, So you're launching a ball and trying to hit these certain pegs, and each peg has a number. And then when you hit it, you get that, whatever that number score is. And like the pegs, decrease by like, I think it's like half or whatever. So if
they split in half every time, and then
right.
If you get over a certain score, it drops more pegs onto the board, and they double essentially as they line up.
So if a peg is worth 8, you hit it, it goes down to 4. You hit it again, it goes down to 2. You hit it again, it goes down to 1. And then when you hit it the last time, it disappears. So, you can like, different items like do different things. Like for the first peg popped, you get like a multiplier, or like if the first peg you hit is the highest value on the board, you get like 2 times the score or whatever. So like different items that help you increase your score, but essentially
now recording.
Like Dave was saying, you have your jokers like Balatro, and there's like zones too. I don't know how far you made it, Dave, but
I got past the first chunk of levels. I made it to like the second stage on one run or two.
I think I made
Runs
it
can go pretty quick.
Yeah, I made it to zone 3. I don't know how many zones there are. I haven't finished it yet. It's kind of tough. Like you can screw yourself pretty easily on a run.
You just get weird bounces. Getting used to the bounce,
yes,
like where they're going to hit the ball and where it's going to go takes a little bit of practice. But once you start to get some of the items that start like setting off explosions, dropping like ooze out that like hits every peg that it hits, it doubles, or it starts to get intense pretty quick. It turns into like a giant overload of like lasers shooting everywhere and pins dropping out of the sky.
Thing I love about these games too. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say the thing I love about these type of games too is the synergies that you can create with items. So like, there's a bunch of items that have like effects for the first peg popped. So if you get a bunch of those together and then, you hit a high number on the first peg, you'll like you'll meet the goal in like the first shot, stuff like that. So, or like after, 5 pegs popped, like a bunch of spikes drop down and pop a bunch of other pegs. So like creating those synergies between the items is fun. But go ahead, Brandon.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, do you know why they went with that aesthetic? Like why they thought, hey,
it's
we
nostalgic.
need to stand out?
Because it's fun as shit.
Yeah, it's nostalgic.
It doesn't play it into like the game or in any way, or it just
there's no narrative.
Everything's like looks like it's made from an animated, like a poorly compressed animated GIF. Half the time.
Oh, you want to hear the narrative? You work for this number factory. You want to get high numbers, and if you don't, the sun explodes. That's it. The narrative.
And if you do die, the sun does explode.
It explodes, and then you start over.
Word of warning.
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah,
so this one's been fun. I don't have a Steam Deck, so I've only been kind of like, whenever I jump on my computer, like before when I was waiting for you guys, I just ripped a quick round and played a little Nubby.
10 out of 10 on Steam.
It's perfect for a Steam Deck too. Like it's not verified
5
yet.
5 out of 5 stars. 2,800 people have said that.
It works perfectly because you need like a mouse for this game to like aim Nubby, but the Steam Deck has those trackpads built right in. So you just use the trackpad with your thumb to aim it, and then you do the left trigger to shoot. It's like it works so good.
Yeah. I'm over in their Discord as well, and there's some crazy shit going on over there. There's just
that's
constant
awesome.
feed of people just chit chatting and posting all sorts of weird shit. So
I
Good to
didn't
them.
really I feel like looking at videos or like a trailer for this game doesn't do it justice because like
Right, I'm
looked at
looking
it
at it. I'm like, this does not look fun.
I looked at it originally. I'm like, okay, this is ugly. I get that they're going for the aesthetic. It's ugly, but
Sure.
it doesn't look very fun. But once you start playing it, if you're into these type of games, like it clicked with me immediately. I'm like, okay, I just like seeing those numbers go up, those pegs fucking popping off, and like the art style, if you can call it a style. It is ugly, but it's very intentional, and it's going for a very specific era, and it definitely hits that nostalgia for me because like this is what like computer lab games when I was a kid in elementary school would look like, so very very nostalgic.
like every color in the game looks like a default selection from MS Paint, essentially.
It's like the
it's
slider all the
perfect
way
yellow,
up. Yep.
yellows and bright ass reds and neon greens.
FF0000.
It's I think it's a fun one. Definitely worth the $5.
It's $5. Yeah, it's
jump in there.
That's the other point.
I just
It's
$5. Saw that.
Yeah.
$4.99.
Less than a Whopper.
Yep, absolutely worth $5. I mean, I don't know how long
Let's
it's gonna
do it.
stick. Like maybe I'll beat a run and then be done with it. But for $5, man, you can't beat that.
Well,
Yeah,
stuff like that, I just see it as like anything under $10. As soon after like the 5-10 minute mark, honestly, you have done everything you can as a fan of video games. You have given it the college try of giving 10 minutes if you're gonna like something or not, especially if it's a small game, right?
Yep.
But you donated that money to a studio.
Yeah,
You
supporting
gave
indie
them
developers.
money.
Yeah.
And to you, it's not much of an investment in your hobby, or something like that. Like you said, it's like a burger, I think at fast food is like $8-9 nowadays. So with tax, maybe fries and a drink, you're at $12. It's cheaper than that, So
Dude, it was like the
I always see it as like I feel good about buying something cheap, honestly.
it's like the last catch up I talked about a game about digging a hole. That was also $5.
Oh my god, yeah.
And they advertise it
Right.
like it's as much as a cup of coffee, and I'm like, that's a really good point. I'm gonna fucking buy this game, spend 2 hours with it, and I got my money's worth, like more than my money's worth. So yeah, I especially with the Steam Deck now, I'm exploring a lot more games like this, like smaller indie titles that maybe are only $5 or $10, and like a lot of them are just really really good that just get buried just because there's so many games are getting released every single day that it's like it's hard to get discovered now. But then you find something small like this for $5, and I'm like, everybody should be playing this. It's fucking awesome. So
yeah, could be this year's Balatro.
Yeah,
except it's just Peggle and Balatro.
Yep,
had
there's lots of
sex with
that
CompuServe in
genre's starting to
1992.
pop up.
Yeah, man. Lots of talented people out there making games. It's just, I feel bad that I can't play all of them, or that they just fall by the wayside because, they just get buried under a pile of garbage.
Dude, I have games I'm like, oh my god, I forgot I bought that 5 months ago. I bought that in the fall.
Yeah.
And I haven't touched it, something like
If you
crazy.
that's why I get worried about deleting games, because then they just like
Right, you can't
disappear into your
you forget.
library, and you're like, I
Right.
completely forgot that you bought it, ran out of space, something else came out, you're like, I'll come back to this, and then if you don't have your watch set to it, sometimes they just go away. So
You gotta go do what I did. You make a group on your Xbox, because you can group your games. And I made a group called Games I Want to Finish. And it's just anything from like, I don't know, Inside to like one of the Assassin's Creed games or whatever. BioShock 2's in there. Like I got games. I'm like, I have to beat them.
Yeah, I do
I
that.
have to beat some of these games, and I put them on there.
Last year I downloaded like a game tracking app where I do that same thing too. Like I add games to there that I'm like,
yeah.
I wanna go back to these at some point. I know
You're good about it too.
I will go, but it's just hard to keep up with new releases, but also be like, hey, I want to finish this game from like 5 years ago.
My advice there is to, if you have a game that you're in like the final act, just get it done. Just you'd be surprised how far you are, and you just need to just finish
little
it.
push.
It's like
little push over the hill.
that's like Ghost of
It's
Tsushima
like you're burned
with
out
me.
by the time you did it, you know?
That's
Yeah.
I need to I'm like I think I'm in the third act in that, or about to be anyways. And
if it's a big open RPG, like, oh, but there's something, ignore the side quest. Fuck them. It's addiction in that game, and it burned you out, and you're done. Now, when you go back to it, you just do the main quest and get out, and now it's done. That's my advice there, and it's worked for me. You know, you kind of go in there and just ignore all.
If you
the
love
other
it that
shit.
much, you'll go back.
True.
You know,
Right,
after you beat
that
it
too.
or whatever.
And there's always
So.
DLC and stuff.
Well, that's
Nice.
Nubbies.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing Nubby.
Nubbies.
Yeah, Nomad approved. Let's jump over to you, Brando. What else?
Y'all ready to hear my movie review?
Oh boy. Here we go.
I don't know if I am or not after that.
Well, we're going to be talking about a movie that came out last year. A little legacy sequel, if I may. A little movie called Twisters.
Twisters. Yeah.
Is that
Dude,
Tornado Alley?
Twisters because I remember somebody on the internet said it's not that bad.
I've seen people, say it's okay, yeah.
Right? And
or a movie that should not have gotten a sequel, or that did not need one.
I was annoyed that they made a movie called Twisters because I enjoyed.
I like Twister.
The first Twister started the whole craze of nature movies, right? It was like everybody was doing volcanoes and earthquakes and meteors and floods after that. But Twister was like the first one, which surprisingly has like a 65 or a 58 or something like that in Rotten Tomatoes. I was really surprised. Good movie. And Twisters has like a 75 with critics and a 90 with the audience on it. So people really like this. But, you know, I really don't believe anybody's opinions anymore. Anyways,
I sense Brandon about to drop a bomb.
No. You're gonna be surprised where I'm gonna go with this.
Okay.
It's not a great movie. I really think it's not worthy of those scores. I think it should be flipped, right? I really like the first Twister movie. The whole, you know, in that first movie when they're driving through that house that's flipping over and they go through the house during the tornado. That was a moment. That was an incredible scene. That was a Hollywood scene. Like, holy fuck. That was cool, right? Imagine somebody watched that and did the same thing. Let's do that, but times 100 for 2 hours.
With a barn and a silo.
Dude, so this movie, to its credit, looks good. It's filmed well. Like, it looks good. It's not artistic. It's not like amazing shots or anything like that, but the tornadoes look real. They do some pretty cool angles. There's one person has a drone and gets some cool footage of being in there. So they kind of modernized it. I didn't mind that. I thought that was pretty fun. But it falls apart because it's tropey as hell. Like, every beat of this movie you have felt in some other movie before. This is the part when, like, the two main characters get into a fight, but at the very end they're gonna come back together and defeat a fucking tornado. You can just tell this story is going to unfold the way.
Isn't like the
you dude just fought a tornado?
They isn't he like a storm chaser on like TikTok or something?
So I'm gonna I'll give them credit here. What do you do with a sequel to Twister?
Yeah.
So I do like the idea that Twisters are getting out of control more and more, and they are destroying. And they're like, man, if we really could just fight back and stop these Twisters from happening, right? That's fine. That's pretty cool.
The Twister.
Shoot it.
And you have the they kind of rip off the first movie where, like, the main character has to have an emotional reason why they chase fucking tornadoes.
That their dad gets sucked out of the
dad gets sucked. Yeah, so this one, her and her team they're all good-looking college kids, and they all get sucked up in the thing. So she's like traumatized with that, right? So yeah, this all happens in, like, the first 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, cool start. All right, I like that. Kind of like the first movie, but whatever. I'm cool with that, Dorothy's back, the machine or whatever. They kind of have it in the beginning act or whatever. I wish it was throughout the movie, but it wasn't. But Dorothy was you guys remember that?
Yeah, the machine with the fucking balls flying around.
They lean into that. It was kind of Ghostbuster-y a little bit, where, like, they added on. They had Tin Man and Scarecrow. They had all these, like, cool nicknames for their things, but then that goes away. after the first act, and it's I don't know. I thought that was kind of lame. But anyways, you are introduced to I think a really good character, surrounded by a bunch of forgettable characters. The lead character is this like looking actor, and he's a YouTuber. He's like the tornado wrangler or something like that, and he basically goes in this big truck loaded up, and they drive into tornadoes, and they film it with all their cameras for YouTube to stream and shit. And he gets in there and he plants like some kind of hydraulic system, but he digs into the ground, and then it goes over him, and then he shoots like rockets into it, and it kind of kills the tornado, and then it dissolves. It's a fun idea. I don't mind that. I thought that was really cool.
Tornado busters.
But it's plagued by a very generic, beat by beat, unoriginal story. Like the things that happen, it's just like, and then a tornado came, and then a tornado came, and it's just constantly just these tornadoes come.
But they're out of control.
The way
people don't know that it's a little windy outside.
They're over the top. They're going through like oil rigs, and they're going through like farms and schools, and everything. Everything gets destroyed by these things. And these characters are just like, oh, we gotta get up, get it to the next one. It lost its groundedness from the first one. The first one felt like, oh fuck, it's a tornado. We need to get fucking afraid of this shit. And this one, they're just like fighting them like they're superheroes. So
yeah,
this is the way sounds like the escalation that Jurassic Park went through, where like now it's dinosaurs in the city and they're bigger.
How do you make a legacy sequel to that movie without just trying to top themselves, or making the same thing again?
YouTuber can't drive a car into a tornado because the car would get picked up into the air, and then he would get slammed down in a house and murder people and be charged with manslaughter and be in prison within.
And there's
2 tornadoes.
One last thing I'll say, other than you're surrounded by there's a couple cool tunes but they're not country, but a lot of his country soundtrack is just melt. I just couldn't handle that.
Brandon, country.
Brandon hates country.
Discombobbled him.
It was rough. It's I don't know. Well, whatever. We move on from. I don't want to bash this movie. I think people should check it out.
It's too late for that. It's been bashed.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious what you guys thought of it.
Okay,
it's watchable.
Like it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's watchable. I enjoyed the opening act, but then it just kind of felt like, oh wow, they really just played this safe.
Do I need to see the original to see this one?
You should watch the original anyways.
It made me want to watch the original. I wrote that down. This makes me want to watch the original.
Yeah.
Paxton is a great actor.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win
movie there for sure. But yeah, I have a soft spot for Twister, the first one. This movie, when I heard that they were making a sequel to it, I'm like, why? First of all, but then people were like, "Oh, it's actually not bad." So I'm like, "Okay, maybe I'll watch it eventually." But yeah, maybe I'll get to it. Maybe just some
one of these days.
One of these days, but it's not.
It's funny because the last movie I watched was like Nosferatu, which I thought was like, wow, this is a really well done film. Great acting, great casting, great production. There's a story. There's all
Twisters
these
after
Nosferatu.
And I see tough turn. That's a tough one.
Twisters, and I'm just like.
Sometimes there's room for those kind of movies that aren't,
right,
like
the
B
first
movies.
Twisters
It's
It's a summer while you're hungover, watch a movie. But...
Yep.
All right, Brandon. Well, thank you for sharing with class. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Appreciate the warning. Well, don't go too far because I've got one that me and Brandon played over this month. Because Split Fiction came out.
Was it Rocket? Or what was it?
Rocket League.
That was it. Rockstar's ping pong or whatever.
No, Rockstar's table tennis. Yes, we did play that, and
did you?
It still fucking works, dude.
It's still awesome
online.
Wow, I'm shocked. That's
great.
Crazy.
You can still download it and play it online. And it's
low latency.
Is it like a free download?
No.
Oh, you have to buy it.
But
I had it for 360, but I don't think it's backwards compatible, so I just bought it again for Xbox. It was like $6, but
that's so weird.
Yeah, okay. It was cheap.
Interesting.
It was a great game. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah.
Split Fiction came out. The newest game
Yes,
from
Hazelight.
This
what's
game
it?
kinda-
Hazelight
Thank you.
and Joseph Fares.
Joseph.
Fuck the
well,
Oscars.
We went
I like
back
this
because
game.
I had never beaten A Way Out, and I wanted to go and experience that before. I never actually made it through all the way through It Takes Two. I may have started it,
Oh,
but
masterpiece.
this one makes me want to
10
go
out of
back and
10
play it
game.
now. But no, we played A Way Out.
You guys finish it?
2018. Yeah,
Okay.
We did. Yeah, it's actually short, dude. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
it's
I've
not
heard
bad.
this is
So,
the worst of the bunch, but go on.
I mean, it's the first of the
no.
bunch.
I mean, I
like
guess,
this is kind of a
yeah.
not a proof of concept, but like you can see like all the trappings of how they figured out all of the different ways that cooperative gameplay can work, how you
Yeah.
can split the screen and tell two stories at the same time, focus in on one of them when that gets a little
Yeah.
more important, or
The thing I
give
do
somebody,
like
I
some
love
dumb
it.
shit
and
to do when
appreciate
the
it
other person's doing stuff.
isn't for all of these like new Hazelight games, only one person has to own the game.
Yes.
Yes.
That's cool. That is really cool.
I didn't own it. They've
Yeah.
That's the philosophy. This is like the Apple approach. It's just like the user experience. Like,
It's crazy that
what would you
even
want a co-op person to do? Be able to
I
share
mean-
it with somebody who might not have it. Like, is a great idea.
obviously with couch co-op, only one person has to own the game. So yeah, they bring over that philosophy even to the
Right.
online portion, which is
Yes.
really cool. Yeah.
Genius.
So how does that
Really-
work exactly? How do you join the game, Brandon?
You
You just download it.
download.
and
You download
Is
it.
there
Download
like
my
a
game.
client
I
or
signed up
something?
an
Like a
invite.
free client you download or something?
It's just the game.
No. Then
So
I don't know when it checks for the license.
It
Maybe
must
it's
check
when
when
he
you
joins.
start a game.
Yeah.
It must, because you could download the game and it's like download the game, do whatever you want.
so it's a free
then you-
download, but you have to pay for it when you're when you get in there. I'm confused. It's
Um,
just
I bought it a
confusing.
long time ago. so
Okay.
I'm not even-
I
don't
never
even
bought
remember.
it. I got it for free. You can go and download it for free. You can
Okay.
do that, and it'll say free or something like that.
I'm guessing when
And
if
then
you
I've
go to
never
play it-
bothered trying to run a game, but whenever we would just meet up in the lobby, we would just invite each other to a game through Xbox,
Interesting.
and then they would
Okay.
just put us in a little lobby. And there's only 2 spots, so you take one and the other one takes the other, and you just pick your character and then you start. So whatever they're doing, it's seamless. It's good. It's nice.
That's-
It's,
yeah,
there's no
that's really cool.
friction. There's no stupid logging in and creating an account and approve. Nothing at all. It's rather nice. So good on them for figuring that out. That's
Oh, yeah.
probably how if that's their first game, then they definitely did that with their later.
Yeah,
games.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we broke out of prison. Surprisingly, like the cover of the game shows them in prison, and you think that breaking out of prison would be a big portion of the game, but it's only like the first third
third
of
of-
it, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say even
The better part
title
of it too.
is like
Yeah.
seems like you're gonna be trying to find the way out of prison for the
Eh,
most of the game.
It's a double entendre, though.
Oh,
Living a life of crime,
right?
looking for a way out. So it
What are
comes into
you
play.
What are you doing mostly in this game?
Running?
Mm.
No. Like in the beginning when you're in prison, like I would be unscrewing the toilet on my side, and Brandon would be
And I
like
would have to
talking to the
hang out.
guard.
Yeah.
Hey,
oh,
I need I need
can
more
get a
sheets.
snack? Yeah, something. Yeah. Hey, I need more toilet paper. Shout out.
And then
Hey,
and
hey,
'cause-
put it away. Put it away. Put it away. They're coming.
because you could see both screens, so I can see Brandon talking
Yeah,
to the
you
the
could
cop,
always-
and
yeah,
our
you're-
cells are next to each other.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So then, like, cop walks by, I hand the screwdriver over to him, then he does his toilet. We go
Yep, and we
crawling
sneak
through
through.
things. You need 2 people,
Yep.
like standard stuff where like you need 2 people.
We
to
gotta
open
stop
the
at the
door
tool.
or
We gotta
lift it
stop
up.
in the tool department, Dave, and we gotta get like fucking wrenches and shit. Remember that was
Yeah,
pretty neat.
There's spots where
Some
like
people
you're
are like
rowing a
out and
boat.
about. They don't know that we snuck out.
Yeah, people like each person can row a different side of the boat, or somebody's got to boost somebody up to get up there. They had some chase sequences where we're both in separate cars driving. So I mean, they do a lot of continuous storytelling. It does. I will say that you can, being their first game, you got to give them a little bit of break, but it is kind of typical stuff happens in this one. I think the 2 characters are fairly stereotyped. Like, hey, I'm an Italian crime guy, and I'm like the classy crime guy, and
Right.
Hilarity ensues. But I won't spoil the ending for this 7-year-old game.
I mean,
but
it sounds like just the impression I've got from all these Hazelight games. The fun of it is playing with another person.
Yes.
not
Oh
the
yeah,
story
they're very
or the
focused on the
you know.
two of you. Yeah. Because usually when you play a game, there's always like that thing where like, hey, I need a lift, and the game will do that. Like, you kind of somebody gets their foot on your
Right.
hands and you lift them up and they pull you up. Like that will happen. But obviously, it'll have other moments more like Uncharted 4 or like your brother's in that campaign, right? So imagine if somebody was controlling the other guy. You're doing these crazy things where you're hopping on a bike and one's shooting while the other one drives. Um, there's a lot of cool sequences that unlock. It's a lot of, oh, what if we did this? What if we did this? They definitely had that in the first game. I personally have no complaints, knowing that they're a small studio, knowing that they're carving out their own spot in the game industry where nobody's really doing co-op like them. Story, unique gameplay,
Yeah.
I would play this again. It was actually it was fun. Like
Cutting their
not
own
right
sales in
away.
half too, like, and they're still selling well. Like
Yeah, so it's just
technically
fun.
you're selling half as many games
Dave, did
because
you like?
not both
Yeah,
people are buying it, which is
that's right.
tough, but they're
Right.
doing well. They're making good stuff.
Dave, what was your? Because I thought the story was pretty surprising, even though we kind of predicted some beats throughout. Like
Yeah.
the hospital scene was so fucking fun.
Yeah.
Well, I won't give that away if anybody hasn't played it. But um, what was your overall feeling after you beat that? Like, we finally beat it, and it was pretty quick. We did it in like four sessions, like an hour,
Yeah.
2 a night, and
I was like, oh, that was fun. Like, I don't know. It was just a fun ride to kind of go through. It's nice that it was, it had
their
a
dads, Dave.
decent
They're
story.
dads on
Yeah.
the run.
I feel
You
it from
know,
my children. Well, if I was a dad on the run, I would not be making as many dumb decisions as they are. Like, you think
right?
you're gonna break out of prison, and you're just gonna go back to your family, and everything's gonna be okay? I don't know. Like, maybe
Right.
you have an entire county of police officers chasing after you, and you're just gonna go back to your trailer park and live your normal life.
Right. Right.
No.
It
So
also takes place in the early 70s,
yeah,
right, or something like that. So it's
70s.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I'm glad
was
that
a
we
good
fucking
time.
did it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad we finally fucking did it.
And
I had that. You and I think said we were gonna do this like 4 years ago. I think literally it was years ago.
Yeah.
I've been waiting. And when you're like, let's do it. I'm like, let's do it.
Finally deleted off the hard drive too. So
Yep. Remove from my little games I want to finish collection.
yeah, I have to go play It Takes Two now though. So and then
Dude,
Split Fiction has gotten
a perfect
sounds
game.
like it's fun, and it sounds like it's along the same lines where it's just like just about
Play
having fun and
It
doing
Takes
some
Two.
action
You
stuff.
must play with your son.
Yeah.
Play with him.
Okay.
Start over, play it, and then make it part of your like Monday night routine or Sunday, whatever it is. Make it like a dedicated thing. It's gonna take a while. It's a long game, but it's a really, really good game. There are some
those?
levels on that are. Eric, you played it, right?
No. I was gonna ask though. I mean, you played it with your kid. Are the controls easy enough to, like, if I played it with my wife or something who's not really like super familiar with video
Yes.
games?
Yeah.
You know, because there's no like. I mean, is there like? There's no camera control, is there? Is it you're just controlling?
No, there is.
There is. Okay. I don't know. She struggles with
Some
like
parts.
the dual stick, camera controls and stuff like that. But like,
Should do like a Mario game?
Yeah.
3D World Mario kind of stuff?
Yeah.
It's like Nintendo gameplay. You have one the thing with It Takes Two is each world, and there's so many worlds, but each world has a gimmick, and each of you gets a gimmick, and they're so clever. And every time they give me a new one, I'm like, surely they can't come up with another one that's as fun, and they do every time. It's so fun.
I mean,
And
that
you get to
sounds
the
like
bosses, and the bosses are so
Split
fun.
Fiction too. Yeah.
And they do the same thing where like there's mini games in the levels, as you know, like Dave and I were playing fucking. Where were we? In the hospital
there were
lobby, and we're
darts.
playing Connect 4.
Oh,
And then,
Connect
we were
4.
playing,
Yeah,
and
I didn't
so
fare
they do
too well
that,
there.
and then you unlock those. So those games also give you mini games, and they're just a lot of fun. Yeah, I
And
can't praise
there
those
were
games.
2 endings to A Way Out too. I won because I can press the X button faster than Brandon because we found out on numerous occasions that I have a secret technique to rapid butt
Yeah.
pressing,
I'm glad you shared it with me.
rapid button pressing that cannot be beaten. So
No, he's
my
ungodly fast with it.
my button pressing is
I'm
spot on.
pretty good at button
I
pressing.
don't
Playing a
know.
lot
We'll
of
have,
Mario
we'll have
Party.
to test our mights.
We should, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I want to see this. The battle of the Nomads. Button mashing.
Well, there's a
Who
game
can
for
Eddie
that.
Gordo
All right,
the other one better?
let's keep this train
right,
moving. Who's up now? Eric?
Sure, I can go again.
Sure.
I've been playing a game called Cobalt Core. I mentioned it on the Discord, but this was the game that I was playing when I had the flu. So I was playing on my Steam Deck. This is another rogue-like deck builder, but it's a really good one of those. So it's very, similar to like Slay the Spire. But something cool about this game, it's the art is really cool. I mean, your characters are like little animals, but they're like in space, so they're like a space.
Did we
crew.
talk about this one?
No. I mean, we talked about it on Discord. I mentioned it.
We talked about this one last week because it looks like
No.
FTL.
No, yeah, you mentioned that, and it does look like that. But it's cool because like, you're getting different cards for your different characters. So you have 3 shipmates essentially. So one person's like the engineer, one person's like the pilot, and one person's like the weapons expert. And each of them have different sets of cards. Obviously, like the weapon expert has like attack cards. The shield expert specializes in like shields. And like the pilot specializes in like movement cards. So the whole thing is like you can something cool and different about this one is you can build up like you can use cards to build up like movement points. So think about like a 2D plane, your ship's on the bottom, the enemy ship's on top. And you can essentially, if you build up like your movement, you can like move left or right, and you know exactly where the enemy is gonna shoot every time. It's kind of like I don't know.
Into the breach?
Into the breach, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. So you know exactly what the enemy is gonna do every time. You know they're gonna attack, and you know it's gonna do this much damage, and you know exactly where they're gonna try to shoot you. So like you can dodge their shots, or you can build up your shield and deflect their shots. And you can you can like disrupt their shots with like stun cards. So there's like a bunch of different cool things that you can do. So it's a little bit more than just like picking and choosing cards to attack. There's some strategy and technique in your positioning as well, which I thought was really cool. And like after you finish a run, you unlock more characters, which I think there's like 6 characters in total. Like I said, each of them have different decks of cards.
Different ships? Do the ships matter at all?
There are different ships as well. Some have some have like more health, some have less health, but some of them have like basically like empty spaces in the middle of them. So normally with like the beginner ship, your ship is like I think like 6 spaces wide. So if someone's trying to shoot you right in the middle, you have to move 3 spaces to the left to get out of the way. Mm-hmm. But like if you have a ship with a hole in the middle, you can just line it up. Line up the enemy shot with your hole, so they completely miss and go right through you. So, there's
line up my hole.
Line up your hole, exactly. But yeah, there's definitely some different ships. There's different difficulties as well, and you get different rewards based on the difficulty that you play. So like, it's pretty cool, and the story is actually kind of cool too. Basically, the whole premise is every time you beat it, you can choose to unlock a memory of a specific character. And I think each character has 3 memories, so you basically every time you beat it, you get a little more of the story. Because like the whole thing where like they woke up from cryo sleep and they have no memory of what happened. So like every time you beat the game, you get a little bit more of the story of what happened. So it's
I like
it. Looks
cool.
cute.
Yeah,
I like
that's
this.
a good hook.
Yeah, so if
$20 on Steam.
Yeah, I bought it on sale. It was even less than that. I think I bought it for like $12 or something. But yeah. I think it's also on Switch as well. Perfect handheld game.
It looks like a good Switch one.
If you like, Slay the Spire and those roguelike deck building games, I think it definitely got its hooks in me for a little while.
Sweet.
Yep.
All right. let's move. Let's keep it moving. We got a good 15 minutes here left. Brandon, what else you got here?
Well, I just learned that the game I was going to talk about is discontinued, so I won't bother. But it was cool because it was like cell shaded. It was a cell shaded like shooter.
Discontinued.
What was that?
It's called Spectra Divided.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
How do you discontinue
it's kind of
game?
like Valorant a little bit, or Counter-Strike, where you're three players against 3 players, and you buy your guns each round, right? One's attacking, one's defending. The hook was there's you and your clone, so you always have a clone at your base. So you have like your right bumper button would let you toss your starter. I don't know so basically you have 2 lives per round. And if you die, you can be zapped back and be your clone, and then your clone can go and have own attack, right? It's a shooter, just like any other shooter, like Counter-Strike or whatever. But I like that you could at any time plant your clone to be here instead, so they would zap to there. So if you got shot, or if you wanted to hide or change to that person, or you got killed, you could respawn at that spot. It was a cool mechanic, but it looks like it was discontinued. So
it's got a cool cell shaded look to it. I like it. Looks very nice.
Yeah, really cool artwork. I don't know. I was liking it. It's a shame it was real smooth. But I guess maybe just not enough to stand out.
Free to play too.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not enough players. Just that live service. Everybody's trying to do a live service.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll talk about this. And this is weird. This is all reactionary, but so my son was invited to a birthday party. Okay, great. And I heard it's like at this sports arena. I'm like, all right, great. Like, what do we do? I do adults play? Is it just kids? Like, what are we doing? And then I find out it's an esports arena. So there's a college called Uval in Buffalo, and they have a esports program where they are funded to train and let students get good at video games. Yeah, esport as an athlete, athlete, right? But
do not let my kid find out that they have this. Oh my god!
They opened it up.
Daddy, I'm going to Uville to be a professional gamer. I can see it in my future.
So they opened. I know they opened it up to the public. So this kid that goes to my son's school, he invited him, so we went. I know the parents, and I knew other parents there. It was fine, but they're like, yeah, we're one of the first families invited outside of the school to to go check it out. So they're trying, we're like a trial. So it's kind of neat. It's like a big room, like a big office kind of shape room, big square room, and it has everything. I'll share pictures on our Discord.
Like, are they kids playing on PCs? Are they playing consoles? What's going on?
Yep.
All the above.
Big screen theater TV screen, projector screen with Switch. So it had like Mario Kart. It had I don't know.
I'll be a competitive Mario Kart player.
And they had the big theater seats, right? Like big theater seats and stuff like that.
That's cool.
But then they had
this is bougie.
Mounted TVs all on the walls, dedicated to PS5, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Switch, and then they had a row of probably 12, 15, I don't know, 16 gaming rigs, and they're all set up, and the kids were playing either Fortnite or Rocket League, right? So yeah, it was closed off for us, and it was cool. And then there was another room for like food and drink and stuff like that, and then like pizza or whatever. And then they had a Switch there as well. So you're just surrounded by screens and stuff like that. It was really cool. So I was talking to them, and I was just like, yeah, this is just cool. You got funded, and I don't know. So as a parent, right, you go and you take your kid, and like I was playing Miles, what's the sequel to the Spider-Man game?
Miles Morales?
Yeah, was that the second, like the
that's like the 1.5
game?
right? Right.
Yeah. So I was playing that on the PS5, and that was kind of fun. That was all right.
That's good.
Just jamming in the corner over there. My son and I, my younger son, we were playing, Smash Brothers. I could
Dad,
not
it's
get a
time to
game.
go home. I'm done with this level. Damn it, leave me alone.
I mean, it's
Go
only
play
like
with your friends.
it's only like a 5-hour game. You could have probably finished the whole thing while you were there.
Right? Yeah. But yeah, so I was in the corner, playing Smash Brothers with my 6-year-old, and I was just like, I have not really played this franchise. I don't know what I'm doing. It was really hard for me to figure out how to play the latest one, right? So they
Fucking
had a couple
noob.
students that
I'll
worked
teach you
there
Smash.
that would help us. So he kind of guided us. He's like, I'm a pro player. This is actually
God.
my main is Sonic. So I'm like, all right, great. So he's like kind of guiding my son and stuff like that. I ended up like sneaking away, and then he ended up sitting there next to my son, and he kind of showed him how to play the game. It was
That's
really
pretty
cool.
cool.
It
It's
was
like
really nice. It
having
was
Josh
That's
Allen
cool.
teach you how to throw a football. Like you get this esport professional. to
I'm a
Step
pro.
in and hey kid,
yeah.
I press buttons for a
It-
living. Let me show you what's going on here.
It's kind of dorky, like this is a dorky crowd of people hanging out in there, and like as parents, like especially if you're not a gamer but your kid is, you're just probably standing around just like whatever. Me, I'm a gamer. I get it. So I'm like down to like, yo, what are we doing? Like, I got them to play Rocket League, so they're all playing Rocket League. And I'm like, dude, cross it, yeah. I was into it. I was having a blast with the kids. There's probably like 10
You're
of
getting
them.
soccer coach mode.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just love it. I just love it. I just like games, and yeah, kids are just fun. I don't know.
Oh, that's cool.
It was cool. But the other parents, my tip is either get into it and find a way to like join your kids and like enjoy the games and just go with it, or go to the other room, have a pizza, have a soda, and just relax.
That is cool. You got to
That's
figure
pretty neat.
for the college, like they don't have to put in like I don't know what is in that room like $50,000. Like they don't have to
Dude,
do a
I
lot.
asked
It's not
them.
like you got to
Well, I was
like
gonna.
How did
fund
I
experiments
was like,
for the next 20 years. You just got to buy like
I could be
$60
wrong in my
games.
number. Yeah, I could be wrong, but he said the initial funding, I believe, was
All
$150,000.
right,
Their biggest sponsor was Spectrum, actually, which could on use
makes
Spectrum.
sense.
They don't like Spectrum, and they got a bad rap for high prices, shitty internet, right? It's easy to hate on Spectrum. But for them to invest in this and sponsor, I thought that was really nice.
My question is,
Well, and you got to figure how many kids they get there to that like how many esports colleges are in the
Dude.
area. Like you're gonna draw
yeah.
a fair amount of kids to that school just from having
Oh,
that.
I was like, dude, you guys need to get in touch with the Strong Museum, because what they got going on and what you got going on, there is something here. Where it's
Mhm.
educational, but it's video games.
Yeah.
It's there's something there. So he hasn't even seen like the new shit at Strong Museum. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Go do your
Bro.
research.
my question
Probably
is,
didn't like me.
are
I should have been like, I got a podcast. I know.
Are they letting these kids eat the greasy pizza, then play on their expensive rigs?
No.
Because I'd be like, kids,
No,
you gotta
they're-
get some wipies before you come back in here.
No, they were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they were watching, they were monitoring. They're trying to. I mean, it's professional. It's like they were, they were trying to be like. But Dave, you would like this between the two rooms. What do you think they had?
Between the two rooms?
You had the food room with the Switch, and then you had the big game room with all the consoles and TVs.
I don't know.
And...
They have like one of those. Is it like a sanitation station in between the two?
No. It's a game, an old game.
I was gonna say a
Popular
fucking
game.
toilet.
Fucking toilet. No, I don't know. I was gonna say a Connect of some kind, but
Like an
Oh, it
arcade
was
game.
a bubble hockey, dude. It was a
Oh,
Super
bubble
Chex.
hockey.
oh, nice.
Yeah,
keep-
kids
you
were
gotta
fucking
keep the,
loving that.
Yeah, you got to keep the athletes limber, keep them
Yeah.
stretch it out,
There you
keep
go.
their game muscles moving.
Yeah. Anywho,
That's
that
cool.
was my thing.
Wow,
That is cool.
that's cool to hear. I had no idea that even existed in the area.
me
Me
so.
either. It's really hard.
Call your local
Sports
colleges.
Arena in the Duvall College.
Yeah. All right.
That's all you'll
Sweet.
find it.
Well, thank you for sharing.
In Buffalo, New York.
Come
in
on,
America.
come on over. We'll have a meetup. I wanted to hit up on a game real quick here that all of us have played. It is the recently released 33 Immortals.
Oh, wait,
I
Eric,
have
you
not
played
played
this?
this. No, I have not.
You
played
didn't
Yeah,
play
he
it
has
at all?
not.
No.
Oh,
not.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
sorry
Dave,
to speak
I
out of
played it
turn
just
here.
again, just before this recording. I was playing it again.
I
Tried
played one last
Purgatory.
night.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is a shameless shameless Hades like.
I mean, I love Hades.
Made by Thunder Lotus Games, same people that made Spiritfarer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Game is in game preview mode, which I could see why.
Basically early access. Yeah.
It's a little rough around the edges. Some of the artwork I think is not final artwork and stuff like that.
But
But
its
the bones
foundation
are
is
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You essentially are joining a Hades game on a giant map with 33 other people. In order to ascend, that's how they call
32
it, going up to
technically.
like 32 other people.
You and 32.
In order to get to the boss of the level, you have to go and beat, I think it was like 12, they call them torture chambers, which are just like little doors you go in, you fight a whole bunch of monsters,
Across
you come
this
out.
massive map.
It is a pretty massive map.
It's pretty big when you
can
consider
just
how many monsters are in it.
you can just run through it if you want. You just run past
You
monsters
can. Yeah, they're
anytime you
slow.
want.
Yeah, it's like
But
Vampire Survivors at that point because they're kind of just like walking around really slow, and you're
Do you
zipping
get
around.
anything
Yeah.
for beating them, or
they chase you for a little bit.
just fodder?
You do get like items and bonuses and stuff like that. You don't get as many moves as you would in Hades. Like now you get like a sword, you get like a block and a sword attack, and
I think that's going to be
kinda
the big feedback that people are going to like. Game foundation is good, but I need just more.
Are there
something else
toys.
to do.
Okay.
Um,
Assuming there are different
and then you do
weapons
have
and stuff.
Yeah, I think there's 4 or 6. There's
Yeah,
a
'cause you
bow, a
start in
sword,
town,
some daggers.
like in Destiny, right? You have a town, and that's where everybody is, and everybody's running around doing their shit. But that's also where you can pick your, like in Hades, your starting weapon. You pick your weapon, you switch whatever that is, and then your character runs up to the great door, and then it says, "Do you want to do the 33 level world, the 22, which is like purgatory, and then the third one, which I don't have unlocked yet, or maybe not available, but is like the really hard nightmare with less people." But
It's like 11 people now. But you
yeah, I
have to
think so.
beat the 33 one to get the key to play the 22 one. You need a key to play the 22 one, and you have to have the keys from the previous
Okay.
levels.
All right, there you go.
So that's how you got in there. But I thought it was fun. Like it's cool.
Does it feel as good as Hades?
I thought the controls are
it's
fine.
pretty much
it's
exactly
just not
the same.
enough.
Yeah.
It's just not as many.
I mean, Hades is one of the best feeling games I've ever played. Like
I'll say no, but it's damn close. Like you,
Okay.
I mean,
you dash and roll around.
it's the same thing. Yeah, dash and
I like the
attack.
mechanic when you shoot like when you shoot like, I don't know how if you do the sword, but if you have the bow and arrow, I love this mechanic where like, so you have like 6 shots, so you shoot them, they not only go through the monster or whatever, but they'll stick into the ground, right? You don't reload, or they don't come back automatically, so you have to hit another button to call them back. But what's cool is they do damage on their way back. That's a really cool thing, because when you're surrounded by monsters and there's like 30 of you in a pile and you're shooting, you could do a circle approach and just and then pull them out and just keep doing that, or you could shoot them all behind one guy and then pull them back. So there's some strategy there. Like I do give them credit with the variety that they have there, but I think being a preview, there's still plenty to, I would say, add and experiment with, but
and it's
definitely
good to have
worth checking out on Game Pass if you have it.
I'll definitely check it out.
Getting a little balanced crew, because when me and Brandon were playing, they kind of spawn you in the same area, but like everybody can kind of just run in any direction that they want. You kind of gotta
pull the map up and you'll
you end
see
up
where
finding
people are.
a group of people that you kind of like stick around with, because you gotta kind of stick around.
Strength
like the torture
in
chambers.
numbers.
I was gonna say,
you need 6 people.
I've heard like other people talking about it, and like I heard it gets hard if you don't have a lot of people, for like the bosses.
Yeah.
So like me and Brandon got to the boss, and we were struggling on the boss. Like we ended up losing that round. But then I played a game last night, and everybody knew what the fuck was going on, and we melted the boss.
Okay,
we just
that's cool.
It makes a difference.
Super easy. Yes.
Maybe balancing stuff probably I need to work on.
Yeah, but like it's fun when a game gets dropped like that and nobody knows it. Like we know the game, we know the controls, we know what the Hades controls. But like, how do we?
You don't know the meta
In theory,
right?
But like, how does this actually work?
Exactly.
So like sticking together, obviously, but then what? So it's fun. I didn't really like it the first night because I was exhausted and it was shallow in the gameplay considerably. I thought, considered, Hades is so good. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like Hades.
Yeah.
But I don't
Hades.
know. Going back to it, I'm like, no, this is carving out. I think I think this is what this genre needed to do. Is like, how can we do? I like when people just do fun things. Like, let's just get a bunch of people in this game, and like, it's not 4 or 6 or 8. It's 33. That's awesome. They wanted to do 100, I think, right? But then they thought 33 was a specific number based on is it Dante's Inferno or something like that? Or
I forget what this one isn't
some
like Greek god based. It's based off of like more classical gods or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
But
Yeah, but anyway, they did a number based on something specific.
it is missing that one that like Hades, you have X and Y for your weapon moves, then you have B is like your special move. They're just
Yes,
missing
it
that B
needs
move.
that.
They're just missing the B move, and once you
Yes,
have
I
that in
agree.
there, it'll be.
You can die, you can go down, but here's the thing: you can get revived, but your health is only like 25% of what it was the first time. So you're weak. It's like, but you get to at least keep playing, which is nice. But if you go down again, they can't revive you. So,
well, and then when we got
which
to
is a cool
get to
mechanic.
the boss at the end, it revived you for the boss too, which is nice.
Oh
So
yeah, that's
if you
right.
die and then the rest of the team gets to the
Boss
boss
fight
or
was
whatever,
cool,
then you get
actually.
yeah. It's
I
pretty
like the
intense.
boss fight. I
If
thought that was well
if
done.
you go into town and you read in the codexes about the bosses, they tell you a lot more that they do not tell you in the game about like
Oh, okay. So
how
you're
to dodge
okay.
moves, how moves work, all sorts of stuff. So
Yeah.
33 Immortals, it's a good one to follow. I think we should keep it in rotation next time we're all online.
Oh, I would love
I do want to check it out.
Call the Nomads, everybody. I mean, 33. Let's all of it. Is it cross platform?
Cross platform.
It needs.
Well,
it should be.
Didn't you say like you can only party up with like 4 people, and then because like you just get grouped with random people, right? So you can't
you can find like on the map.
I'm assuming you couldn't
I don't know how big your
coordinate
party
33 people.
Yeah. It is only out on.
I think there's a
Xbox
limit
and
to how many
PC.
people you can like group up with.
Okay.
It's probably 6 or something like that, I would guess.
Oh, okay.
But Series X
maybe in the
and
future they'll
Windows.
add like private rooms where you can get like a bunch of people in there.
We got no PlayStation, no Switch yet. So
wow,
I'll say it like
Xbox
that.
really has been fucking getting the games as of late. Really,
they're getting stern. Yeah.
Well, it took fucking them forever. Honestly, dude. Like we're talking
Just build
like
up a little
over a
steam.
decade.
Yeah.
We waited for Crackdown 3 forever, and now Xbox is like Indiana Jones. You got Avowed. What do you want? Indie here? 33. Immortals. Like what the fuck? They're giving us so much, and there's still some
it's
to
juicy.
come.
Yeah.
How many to come?
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
I
think we're to the speed round.
Yeah.
Let's make our laps and let Eric get home to his sick children, get some sleep.
I got a couple to just clean up. So there's a new Dragon Ball series called Dragon Ball Daima. They're done with the first season, or the first part, I should say. Like, the English dub hasn't quite caught up to the Japanese sub yet, but I've been following along with the dub, and it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. The whole premise is essentially they get wished back to like kids, so they're like all the main characters are like kids again. It's the premise is weird, but I got over that in the first couple episodes. I wasn't 100% in on it in the first couple episodes. I was like, I don't know about this, but after the first few, like the new characters I started clicking with, and like, it's just fun. It's more Dragon Ball, and it also got me to start watching Dragon Ball Z yet again. So I've restarted.
Yeah.
I restarted that again.
When you did the anime corner, what was the one that we watched? The anime.
We watched
Dragon Ball Sigma, or
we watched Dragon Ball Superhero, and that was a movie.
That was cool.
That was really fun. But yeah, so I'm
None of
all
those
in.
characters are in this.
So I mean, like,
Other
yeah,
than the main.
like Piccolo is in there. I don't know if you remember Piccolo
Yep.
from the movie.
Vegeta and Piccolo, right?
Yep, Vegeta. There's a couple
Vegeta,
other
sorry,
ones.
Vegeta,
Yep.
How
So
dare you?
yeah, I don't know, Dave. Do you have any experience with Dragon Ball at all?
Yet.
No.
Nine.
Okay.
None.
Mine only is based off of the movie I watched with Eric for his sideshow.
Yeah, the new series is good. I'm enjoying it, but like I said, I was telling Brandon, it's made me want to just rewatch all of Dragon Ball Z again, which is there's like 200 fucking 90 episodes, which I don't know if I'm ever I don't know if I'm gonna actually finish it, but I'm just like, yeah, this just feels good watching again. So
Yeah, right.
definitely in a Dragon Ball mood again. And the other two, I've been wanting to go back to the Game Boy Advance 2D Metroids for a while, which are Metroid
Ooh.
Fusion and Metroid Zero Mission, which is a remake of the
Are
first
they
one.
good?
They're fucking awesome. They're really good.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, they're like some of the best 2D Metroids.
Classic Metroids, right? They're
Yes.
side scroller.
Yep.
Standard.
Classic 2D. So I played through Metroid Fusion, loved it, and I'm literally at the end of Metroid Zero Mission, like the last
Are these on
last thing.
Switch Online?
They're on the Nintendo Switch Online Game Boy Advanced.
Okay, cool.
Game Boy Advance thing, which I think you have to pay extra for. I think you have to
Be
be on like the high tier to get the Game Boy Advance and like the N64 stuff. So, but yeah, both of those are on there, and both of them
Metroid Fusion came out in 2002.
Yeah, I mean they're Game Boy Advance games.
Game Boy Advance, and you're saying it's awesome,
dude. They are fucking really good games.
It looks like Super Nintendo.
I was
gonna say, is it up there with Super Metroid?
I would say so. I actually haven't finished Super Metroid. I played a decent chunk of it, but
9.5.
It plays the same as Super Metroid, but better. I think they have like updated mechanics. There's certain moves you can do like ledge grabs and stuff like that, and it makes it feel way better. It's really good. They're both short too. Like I beat Metroid Fusion in 4 hours, and Zero Mission's kind of on the same track as that.
Zero Mission came out in 2004, a couple years after.
Yep.
Again, Game Boy Advance. So there's been in our Discord, again, if you're not noticing, that's where you really want to get in the constant conversation with us. But we were talking about, I think Driving D-Van was saying about how he's never really played the Metroid Prime games.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat because I was playing like Halo, Call of Duty, just in the era.
Bro games.
But I'm a bro gamer.
Don't play your side-scrolling baby games.
You're a bro movie watcher, and I'm a bro video game player.
Me?
Right? I think so. Yeah.
I do like some touchy movies.
Anywho, but Metroid though is like a video game. Oh, I played the first Metroid and part of Super Metroid, but like this is a franchise that.
Dude, I mean, there's Metroid. There's two.
Dread was great. Dread was pretty fun.
Dude, Dread was awesome. I mean, if you like Dread, you'll like the other ones. It's
right,
very similar.
I mean, Dread's the newer,
but like the
one, and it has that horror element to it. But
I think the pixel art in these games looks amazing, especially for the time. The animations are surprisingly really beautiful and
really good.
Yeah. I mean, they're it's fucking Nintendo. Like,
and you can die and rewind and go back. Oh, that didn't happen, right? In these games.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you can save state it. So like if I save state because like in these games they have specific save points, and if you die, you have to go back to that. But I'll just save if I'm going into a boss fight. I'll just save state it before, just so I don't have to run all the way back to the boss.
Yeah.
Like,
you're just saving yourself time.
I'm not cheesing. Yeah, I'm not cheesing it. I'm just like, okay, I know that I'm gonna die here, so I don't want to have to just restart and come all the way back. So I'm just gonna do a save state right here.
Well, I'll do that, and my wife will be like, Super Mario World, and you're like rewinding, and I'm like, that's just come on, like you gotta just own the death and redo it. And I'm like, no, I would have made it. I'm just not trying. So I'm just going really fast.
I'm just not.
Sounds like you're being a scumbag.
If I was taking it serious, I would have made it. I'm just
I'm not taking shots on the boss and then save stating in the middle of it, like, oh shit, I got this boss down halfway, and if I die, I'm just gonna start in the middle.
Could have used that in Elden Ring.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
No, but these games are really good. If you like Metroid style games like Metroidvania,
Yeah.
it's like it's great. Like I'm having a great time with those. And yeah, the
Those
Prime
are
games.
great when
I mean,
you're
the Prime
in
games are
those.
completely different. They're like first person shooters.
Yeah. How long did those games take you?
Which
each?
ones? The Prime games or the Metro?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, the 2D ones.
Fusion took me about 4 hours, and I think, like I said, I'm on like the same track for Zero Mission. They're not long games.
Okay.
But like
You're just doing these like half hour at a time, kind of chipping away, or
yeah, I mean with the Switch you can
are
just
you doing
play a little bit,
whole hour?
play a little bit, put
You
it into
play
sleep
handheld?
mode. Yeah, I play it all hand.
Okay.
It looks really good
Nice.
on the small screen. I haven't thrown it up on the big screen. I'm sure it looks good there too, but
I feel like for a
get my
month
readers
of
out
just
to play
getting
on there.
Yeah, Dave, you wear readers?
I just made the old man thing of going to Walgreens and picking out a random pair
Is it
of.
because I got readers?
I don't know. It's because I can't.
Dude,
So I can't
dude.
see my phone at night. Because you got me into Kingdom Rush.
My wife got me a watch. I can't tell
can't see it.
what's on I can't read it, dude. It sucks. And I'm 44, and I've noticed my vision is not good. And I'm doing this old thing. Oh, what's it?
You're holding it far
I gotta
away?
move my phone far away. But I get the glasses, and it's like I can stay again.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's like HD
Eric,
gaming
you're
all
just-
over again on your phone.
You don't know. We're ahead of you, and we're letting you know it's gonna.
It's
Enjoy
coming.
it.
It's coming for me.
You were.
I mean, my eyes
right?
are already shit. Yeah, if I took my
Yeah,
contacts out,
yeah.
I'd be blind as a fucking bat. But
Yeah.
I mean,
my
I got
vision's
LASIK,
terrible.
and LASIK lasted a good 10-15 years. It's just
my
Wearing
my
wearing off
nearsight.
at this
right.
point.
I mean, I'm
Dave, I was working with
nearsighted,
you when
so
you
I
got
can.
that
I mean,
shit.
my reading's fine, but yeah, farsight I can't. But I do have one. I will say, like I said, it feels great. It looks great. No complaints there. The only complaint I have about these old Metroid games is that sometimes to progress, you have to like make sure you're bombing every wall, every floor, because you might miss
hidden
something.
shit everywhere.
It's not even hidden stuff. It's to progress in the game. Like there are some points where I'm stuck. Like I don't know where to go, and then like I'll look on the map and be like, okay, there's a room here, but I can't get to it. So I just start bombing random shit, bombing the walls, bombing fucking floors.
Are
like
bombs limited in the game, so you
No.
have to fight monsters to get bombs, or are
no,
you
the
unlimited? All right,
yeah, the morph ball bombs are unlimited. You can do as many of those as you want.
all right. As long as you get
missiles and stuff are limited ammo. Those are the only things that are limited. The missiles and like the power bombs that you get later. But yeah, that's my only criticism of these older Metroid games. Is sometimes I'll get stuck. I'm like, I don't know where the fuck to go. So I'm just gonna start laying bombs down everywhere, and eventually it'll open up a passage. I'm like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to go.
Yeah, that is annoying. Those games aren't as handholdy, depending on the map too.
Yeah. There was so there's a remake of Metroid 2 on the 3DS called Metroid Samus Returns, which was really good. And the thing they did they do this in Dread 2? I don't know. The thing they did to solve that in that game is you had a scanner and you could scan walls and shit to see if there was breakable blocks there.
Yes.
Did they do that in Dread?
I think they did it in Dread. I remember it in Axiom Verge too.
That was a really good improvement because it's like sometimes you just have to lay down bombs everywhere to figure out where to go. There was I think in each of the games I had to look up once because I was stuck. I don't know where to go.
I think it allows the developers to be a little more devious in their level design too. Like you can put shit if you got a scanner where you can just look around. You can hide shit and not feel bad about it because they got a scanner. I feel like you're fucking over the player.
Yeah. But I will say the Metroid Zero Mission, like I said, I'm at the end, and you get towards the end you get like the full powered up suit with all the weapons and everything. And I will say there's a section where you lose all that stuff towards the end, and you feel so weak and powerless. But then you get it all back, and then you're just wrecking shit, and it feels so good. Like that. It's one of the most awesome power curves within 30 minutes. It's really cool. But
Nice.
that was all for me.
You good? All right. Thank you for sharing. Brandon, you got anything left over there to clean up?
Me? No.
I got a bunch of stuff here.
All
I
right,
got a whole
rapid
bunch of
fire,
thoughts here.
machine gun. Let's go.
Fire away.
Let's start off with some juicy stuff. Watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes with the kids. It is I'll say old. This movie came out in 2011, so it's 14 years old now. This is the original reboot where it was James Franco and John Lithgow was his dad.
I've always wanted to see. Is it good?
Andy Serkis is the main ape. Fucking amazing movie.
I've heard only good things about it.
So good.
They're still making sequels to this shit today.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I'm glad that this franchise kept going because I never really got into the Planet of the Apes franchise, but this and after this movie, they kind of go in different movies after this. They're James Franco's not in them, or they're going in different because shit's going kind of crazy, I guess. But this is a very grounded in reality, I think a great story to tell how the Planet of the Apes happens. How do all these apes get in charge? How are they talking? How are they doing all this crazy shit?
You're signed up to watch the rest of them at this point.
Yeah. Right now I do.
I've
I do
heard
want
it's
to
an
get into it.
excellent trilogy or whatever.
Fantastic. So I just wanted to give that movie some props. Rise of the Planet, more people should see it. And I think I don't really know what everybody else thinks about the rest of the franchise. But
would it be good as a episode on the show to force us to watch it, or
I don't
enough
know.
meat
I don't know.
on there,
I don't know if there's a lot of discussion to be had about it, but there's just a lot of cool
alright.
it's a good story, just in general. And I really enjoyed it. Makes you laugh, makes you cry, all sorts of good stuff. So
I mean,
don't want to spoil anything. It's
is
got
the great actor when it comes to creatures or animals or whatever.
So good.
He's so good. I love that guy. That Andor shit. Have you seen the Andor season 2 is being dropped? And I'm like, is Andy Serkis gonna be fucking in this? Because he was so good in the first season,
Well, in those 2 episodes.
He's good in everything he does. Yeah, he's good in everything he does.
This also has Draco Malfoy, Eric, if that is any draw to you. Tom Felton plays.
I don't think I've seen him in anything else other than Harry Potter, to be honest.
So, and guess what? He's still a dick in this movie too.
I was gonna say, does he die?
Does he die? I hope so. I hope he gets his face ripped off by an ape.
He gets his face ripped off by a chimpanzee.
You guys gotta check it out to watch it. This is also on Max too. So, all right, that's a good one. I've been watching. I don't want to get into this one too quite yet, but Daredevil. We're about mid-season of Daredevil Born Again.
I've been interested. I really, really liked the first season of the Netflix Daredevil.
Everybody.
I tried to get into the second season. I watched some of it.
3 total on Netflix. And
I really enjoyed that first season a lot.
Yeah. So this one's great. Some of the cast from the first couple aren't in all of this one. I'll leave that where it is, but no, it's a good story. It's mid-season. I'm enjoying myself. I don't know. I like these. It's a cool character. Charlie Cox playing Daredevil is fucking awesome.
Have I had to have watched the seasons, the other seasons of the Netflix series to get into this one?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
You should absolutely.
Really?
This is a direct
sequel.
Sequel. This is following. You should, because there's a lot of stuff you need to kind of
go on YouTube, Eric, and watch it.
Don't spoil it.
You know me. I watched. I mean, people say for Clone Wars, just watch these.
I know you're
just
not
watch
a Star
these
Wars
episodes.
fan. You haven't seen the whole.
Just watch these episodes. No, if I'm gonna watch something, I need to watch every single episode of a thing. Yeah.
All right, keep it moving.
That's just the way I am. I don't know why, but that's how I am.
I don't blame you, and especially for this one, it's absolutely worth it. So, I mean, you got some Punisher in there. You got I forget what his name is.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
John Bernthal. John Bernthal's good.
Yeah. He's fucking awesome in this. So, some stand-up comedy has come out recently. Bert Kreischer's new stand-up Lucky came out.
Saw that.
If you like Bert, it's more Bert. If you don't like Bert, you're not going to be
comedian. He's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I like him
great
as
one
a.
I saw was the new Andrew Schultz stand up. I don't remember exactly what it was called. But that one was out on Netflix as well. I forgot whatever it's called. The new one on Netflix. That one is amazing. That dude I haven't seen a ton of stand up of, but that dude, you know, can tell a story, can tell a joke, and it's makes you fucking belly laugh, but you know, he'll also get emotional on you and kind of take you for a ride there. Talks a
Ooh,
lot about becoming a dad, so I don't know if that had a special meaning for me and like how they had to
Dave's getting emotional over there.
well no, they had to do IVF to have their kid. So he's talking about like the trials and tribulations of IVF and having to go to a doctor's office and jerk off into a cup and like
You
just
didn't
Oh
have to
yeah,
deal with that.
no, but it's
Brandon and I did.
becoming a dad kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
Dave. Yeah, Eric and I did. You didn't have to deal with that shit.
oh, you guys would fucking
Hey, go in this
appreciate this
room.
one.
I'm gonna go shower, and you go over there and jerk off.
Well,
Hey,
I'll be
I'm
over
here for my
here.
family.
Thanks.
Son, you don't know what I had to do to make you exist.
True.
I had to jerk off in a hotel room.
Oh, lucky you.
What? Like,
Uh,
yeah, that's not in the movies. That's not in
you
the
guys
TV
should
shows.
definitely watch that one then. That's a fucking good stand-up
Okay.
comedy. I
What's it?
like my comedy a little raw at points.
Yeah.
Everybody
What's it
catches
called?
a stray. It's Andrew Schultz's new special.
Andrew Schultz. I don't know if I know Andrew Schultz.
He's got it's called Life, I believe. Yes, it is called Life. He's got that familiar look to him. He's got that like
Oh, okay. I like this
hair
guy
back with the
actually.
mustache. Like, yeah, he's funny. I saw him
He's
on wrestling.
borderline
Like,
in that bro comedian shit with like Rogan and stuff, but he always leans more like I like this guy. Like I agree with this. You know, he's a level-headed dude. He's cool. I like him.
yeah,
He's
for
always
sure.
like he's always like what the fuck. I
He's
like
got
him though.
he's got some good jokes in there, so
Yeah.
that's good to watch.
That's cool.
And then last few ones, Brandon, I started playing Nobody Wants to Die, a game that you recommended, I think
Oh,
last
dude.
episode or two episodes ago.
It's short, but
I'm
it's
maybe
cool.
2 hours into it.
Yeah, you're halfway. It's
Yeah.
not that long.
You're
There's
a
like 3
noir
cases and then
detective going to
yep.
solve crimes and stuff like that. Super cool.
Visuals are good though.
Yeah, very good it's a pretty small studio too, but it's done in Unreal Engine 5 and it's got a
Yeah,
very Blade Runner vibe to it. And,
1000%.
yeah, it's super cool game. A good indie game to jump in on if you like Blade Runner and you like that kind of
Yeah.
genre.
Again, couple bucks, maybe even on sale you might get it, and then like you're giving it to like a small indie developer. The graphics are gorgeous. It's a little game. It's short, get in, get out kind of thing. So you will beat it. You know,
Yeah,
it's cool. Okay.
fun one. Just want to give that one a shout out. Mortal Kombat. I played the Chaos Reigns DLC.
Yeah, worth
Comes
it.
with I think I paid $20 for it, and it comes with a couple chapters that continue the story again, which
Okay.
makes it worth it. And then it comes with like the T1000. You get
Okay.
Conan the Barbarian. You get the guy from Scream, Face, whatever the
Mhm.
fuck his name is.
I think Mortal
he's good.
Kombat 1 has an excellent, the best story for any campaign. And I thought Injustice 2 was my favorite, but
Yeah,
they have outdone themselves with 1. I want to play it again. I don't know how else to sell it. I think I've talked about this before, but the acting, the animation, the amount of characters, and the story is engaging. It's truly. I thought the story in this was better than the movie. But
probably. Movie's coming out soon too.
sequel, yeah, Carl Urban will be in the sequel, so I might
Yeah.
have to like. Kinda see
But
the
I
movie.
mean, so this is the second DLC pack, and I just wanted to let NetherRealm know that $60 for DLC for a game that you already spent
Oh,
$60
that's
to
insane.
$70 on.
That's why you wait
Fucking
a couple
pump your
years to get
brakes,
that shit.
bro.
Yeah.
I know, but I didn't get like the Homelander and Omni-Man DLC because that was $30 for like 6
Wow.
characters.
And that's because they know that's what people want, dude.
Yeah,
fucked
it's
up.
tough. You can buy them individually for $8 a character, and you get
Crazy,
no
man.
story mode or anything. You just get to fight with them. So that was a little meh, but it is cool. Mortal Kombat is one of my favorite fighting game franchises.
They've
It's
aged
so much
very
fun.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I think if you are a Street Fighter fan or a Mortal Kombat fan, I think you're doing good. Their games have aged very well.
Oh yeah. So
These new ones, at least.
that one's cool. Like if you it's good to jump back into. And I'm gonna wrap us up here real quick with some Fallout 76. They put out the goddamn.
All right, I'll see
They
you
put
guys
out the Ghoul update, so you can actually become a Ghoul in Fallout.
Oh yeah,
They
that's
added
right.
like 30 perk cards that you can only use if you're a Ghoul, which takes
Yeah,
away
alright.
a whole bunch of like regular perk cards that you use in your character. They added new overkill mechanics, which like
Mm.
that adds a whole new complexity to building out your character. They buffed all the handguns, which makes handguns cool again. So you can just run around as like, I think it's because everybody loved the Ghoul in the Fallout show.
Absolutely.
So they're like,
That's
fucking A,
solid
we're,
reason.
1000%.
we're gonna make the Ghoul and we're gonna make handguns cool again. So you can fucking be a cowboy out there just shooting shit.
Yeah, that's a
People
very smart move.
people don't like that you have to have a specific disguise on to like talk to certain factions now if you're a Ghoul, because they won't talk to you. Whatever. There are ups and
No,
downs.
that's good.
Yeah.
What game did that? Was it Assassin's Creed or Skyrim where you had to like cover your face? Is it
I
Dishonored?
mean, I know
Something was
Divinity
like-
Original Sin 2 did that. Or if
Really?
you're
Yeah,
like,
there's been games where
if
I've
you're like a
played where you had
skeleton,
to.
you'll fucking scare people
Oh.
away. You put a bucket on your head.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Brandon, you'll
that's
like
right,
that.
Greg.
If you become a Ghoul, you don't have food and water meter to worry about
there you
anymore.
go.
I know you hate that in
Ooh,
games.
I do.
You have
hate that in games.
they change
I
it into
really
a
hate that in
feral
games.
meter. So if you
Yeah,
don't
you gotta get
take
your
drugs,
meds, right?
You gotta take
Yeah.
your.
if you don't take
gotta take
drugs,
your-
you start to go feral. And
What's the drug that they have in Fallout?
it's Jet probably is what he's using in the game, but
Oh, I thought
you
it was
can take
VTech or
anything.
whatever it was.
Mentats.
Okay.
There's all sorts of drugs in
Buffins.
the Fallout universe. Buff tats, yeah. So no, it's cool. They kind of redid a whole bunch of the game mechanics. They rebalanced everything, added a whole bunch of shit. Being a Ghoul,
I mean,
kind of cool.
dude, Fallout 76. Isn't that crazy? That and No Man's Sky just have been growing and
No Man's,
I mean,
No
they
Man's
made the
Sky
game that
keeps-
they
they
meant to
both.
make.
I mean, they're both releasing constant like free updates, which is
I
Constantly
just saw,
crazy.
No Man's Sky just added one where they added like fossils underground.
Dude,
and stuff
I
like
need to
that.
get
So
back
if you're
into
digging
No
through,
Man's
you can
Sky.
find.
Yeah,
Every
I
time
don't
they
even like that
release-
genre, but I want to check it out.
Every
just
time they
because
release one of
did
those
that massive
trailers,
update.
I'm like, I want to go back.
Well,
so
Eric,
bad.
didn't they
So much.
release like a massive update though, like a big one, like within the last year?
Yeah, like they overhauled like their oceans
Multiples.
and like all like
Yeah, the
everything.
water,
They added
right?
underwater, like tons of underwater.
Yeah.
stuff. Like
It's on Game Pass, so like if next time like
Dude.
Those
three of us are on,
freighters.
maybe we.
I played it
The-
on PS5 like 2 years ago, and it looks beautiful too, and it's great. Like I got a fucking mech and shit. Like
You got a mech?
All right.
Yeah, they
Oh,
got
damn.
mechs in there. They got vehicles. They got all kinds of shit in there.
Oh man,
Okay.
so good. I don't. When
long
did
way.
No Man's Sky come out? Fallout 76 came out in
2016.
2019.
I think
No
yeah,
way.
it was like 2016, 2017, something like that.
So
Oh my god.
Xbox One came out in 2018. So they both came out the same year.
yeah.
Initial release 2016. You're right.
Yeah.
So that one's what, 9 years old. Fallout 76 is
Crazy,
7
man.
years old. Like it's kind of
Crazy.
nuts how some of the games that stick and they can keep working on. Like they do.
I would
fix 'em
prefer
eventually.
that. Like I do like that a game came out and it's getting support and it's I don't know. I do like that exists in the in the industry.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. That was a lot.
All right, we all caught up.
I look
think
forward
so.
to editing this episode and trying to fill out everything that we fucking talked about this time, because it was last time we were light, this time we were heavy. So
I'm gonna
You never
end
know-
it
never
with
kinda
an update on our fantasy critic because I
Oh,
am currently
yes,
in the
please.
lead. And
Yeah,
I'm projected
yeah.
to be first also. So
Mhm.
Ooh, look at you.
no,
All those Nintendo grabs.
I'm in the lead right now. Dave's in second. Hugh, your
I'm
brother,
in last.
is in third. Yep, and your nephew is in fourth, and Brandon is in last because none of your games have released yet. So,
Yeah.
That's
but
guys
you're
still
also
work
projected last because you had a wild counter pick with Outer Worlds 2. I don't know, it was a crazy one, but
All right.
Hey,
We'll
find
see
out.
what happens, man. You never know.
Somehow,
Grand Theft Auto might come out and people will be like, "This game's trashed. It still has
There's no
horrible
way.
jumping in it."
probably. I picked up like the unannounced Oblivion remake, and my projected points went down. So
Oh damn.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I picked up an amazing game, and I'm paying the price for it. So I will be back.
Yeah, we'll
with
see what happens. There's still a lot of
great
time.
vengeance and
There's still
furious
many
anger.
games to be announced and to be picked up
Yeah,
throughout
it's
the
too
year. So
it's too random. We don't know what will happen.
yeah, so that's
We'll see.
exciting.
We'll get there. All right.
But
Well,
yeah,
let's get out of here, Eric. I'm gonna take me home.
yeah, I'll take us home, country
Take
roads.
me home,
Speaking
Eric.
of,
I was gonna say Fallout 76, very fitting. Yeah, if you want to follow us, you can follow us on all the social platforms at Nomads of Fantasy, nomadsoffantasy.com/Discord. If you want to chat with us on Discord, yeah, just go to Nomads of Fantasy.
Discord,
for
TikTok,
all your
and
nomad
obviously the
needs.
pod.
Yep. YouTube.com/@Nomads of Fantasy for the video versions. But yeah, that's all we got for you this month. And we will see you next time. And as always, safe travels, nomads.
We're supposed to be recording. Oh, I'm leaving that in for sure.
That's why we had Craig.